What's up, everyone? Today, let's talk about how do you define the success of a relationship. As you know, this is like my online thoughts journal, so everything that I talk about on this channel is just personal opinion and things that I'm thinking of that I think could be helpful in my life and therefore may be helpful to your life. So if you want to see more of this content, click subscribe down below. What I've been thinking about recently is how do you define the success of a relationship? And this came about when I was watching a Jordan Peterson clip. I love the guy, incredible psychologist, and he was talking about relationships and the ratio of positive to negative interactions. He said that if you have a relationship, and they've done studies on this, if you have a relationship that has 5 positive interactions to every 1 negative interaction, the relationship is too negative and it's not going to last. Crazy, right? Then he said, on the opposite side, if you have a relationship that has 11 plus 1, right? 11 positive interactions to every 1 negative interaction, then you have a relationship that is too positive and therefore won't last. And they did this by taking couples who were talking about each other, I guess, and the interactions that they had. And for the couples that were too positive, it just was too much. And the couples that were only 5 to 1 was too little. So then you find yourself thinking that ideally, everyone thinks that too positive would be like the answer to go when it's really not. What you actually want is somebody that's going to be kind of in that middle spot with you, somewhere between 5 and 11, probably more like 7 or 8 positive interactions to every 1 negative interaction. And the reason for that is because then you have someone that is going to stand up for themselves and keep you accountable whenever you're slacking. Of course, that is according to what he said in that video. So then that got me thinking about how we define the success of a relationship. And this brought me to the idea also of marriage. And it seems to me like society measures the quality society measures the success of a relationship based off the longevity of the relationship. So you hear all the time that people say, oh, they've been married, for 35 years, and that's a successful relationship, when really, in my opinion, that might not actually be the case. Because longevity might not be the best way to measure the success of a relationship based on your personal values. In fact, what I'm starting to think personally is that measuring the success of a relationship comes down to the quality of the relationship. What's the point of being married to someone that you're miserable with for 50 years? That doesn't sound very exciting at all. Having a relationship with someone, however, maybe it's only 1 year that you have a relationship with someone, but it's an incredible, high quality 1 year of your life. That would be a successful relationship. And many times in life, there's people that come in and out of your life, moving around in different aspects of where you are at, and they can affect your life in a very positive way in a short amount of time. Now, ideally, this brings you to the spot where if you do want to get married, or if you are married, the ideal situation would be, having incredible quality of a relationship backed with incredible longevity of the relationship. That's going to be ideal for marriage, at some point. If I do want to get married and start a family, I definitely want to have a high quality, long-term relationship to be able to raise happy, healthy children. But in the meantime, I find myself stuck thinking, especially in today's dating society and how everything is going, that basing the success of a relationship off of its longevity is really no longer maybe the proper way of going about measuring a relationship, the success of a relationship. At least not for my life. I think that I am going to pick relationships that are higher quality over higher longevity, because I do not want to be miserable for a longer period of time. And if I can do well in life in picking people that have a high quality of effect for me in my life, then I am going to be able to live a high quality life myself. And by focusing on the quality of a relationship, I will no longer be in situations like I was in the past, where I felt like my previous girlfriend that I've talked about so many times, I was so down for the idea of marriage with her, right? And I thought, if we last, 10, 15 years, this is going to be awesome. We can start a family and all that whole stuff, right? And I just caught myself going through that situation. And because I was so focused on pushing myself through all the difficult times, because I was under the impression that the success of a relationship was based off the longevity, I was willing to endure more painful things that I previously had to endure in any other relationship. And what this ended up doing was making me kind of miserable in the end. So by going through that experience, it really helped me shift my way of thinking, where now I want to focus of the quality of relationships in my life. So then this has me thinking, how do we define if a relationship is of high quality? So how do I define if a relationship is high quality over high longevity? Longevity, kind of obvious, right? How much time are you spending in that relationship? Now, don't get me wrong, I've had friends that are friends with me, since 5th grade, and we're still friends to this day. And those are incredible friendships that I've had for a very long time. But if I want to focus on the quality of a relationship, what is going to mean that quality? And I think that is going to come down, for me personally, what about personal growth? I'm going to start measuring relationships based off the personal growth that they help me encounter. I don't want to be with someone that's going to be necessarily a pushover and let me do things that I shouldn't be doing at times, and not, bring you back down to earth, as they would say, I also don't want to be with someone that's going to make me feel negatively at times. I'm going to measure the quality of a relationship based off of how much of a positive impact they have in my life. And the way to measure that positive impact is going to be through that growth. Am I going for my passions when I'm around this person? Do I feel like I am expressing myself as I truly am without hiding anything? That would be a high quality relationship. Do I feel like I am pushing that person to be the best version of themselves? Are we mutually growing? And I heard this one time in this book, the Way of the Superior Male, something like that. I'm pretty sure I'm super close to it. And he was talking about how some relationships, according to him, were not meant to last forever, because if the growth is done in a relationship, then there is no more purpose to that relationship. In fact, all of life is change. Everything is constantly changing. And if a relationship isn't helping you grow as a person, and instead is maybe bringing you down or keeping you stuck in a place in life, then that relationship is no longer serving the purpose that it had originally had. And the growth of it is done. Therefore, your growth is done in a relationship. And maybe we just need to learn to say that it's okay for relationships to come to an end. And the way that we become okay with that is by placing a higher priority on the quality of a relationship than the longevity of a relationship. The longevity of a relationship used to be very, very important, especially in times when, for example, the idea of marriage started having its main purpose be the conservation of wealth and security. High net worth families, you could say, hundreds of years ago, they would marry to conserve their wealth and to pool it together and create a more powerful dynamic. And that was the original purpose of marriage for those families. And now in society, we marry because of love. And because we marry because of love, this idea has come about of the twin flame. And while I believe that there are people's twin flames, so to speak, maybe, just maybe, we aren't necessarily supposed to be with the same person forever if that relationship is no longer serving our personal growth. And this is a question that you can only answer for yourself in your relationship. I know when I was in my previous relationship where I thought I was going to marry this girl and I thought, she was going to be everything for me, it ended up being that being with her completely stopped my personal growth. I was so really depressed at times that I wasn't reading any more books. I wasn't growing as a person. I wasn't pushing my boundaries. And it just blows my mind that to this day, from the day that I broke up and ended it with her, I started this YouTube channel. I started talking to you guys. Everything started getting better in my life. I made more friends. I started meeting new people. And everything that I was previously missing in my life to continue to expand my growth has come about. And I will say that that relationship did serve a positive purpose in my life. Look, now I get to talk to you and share my experiences with you. And I'm so happy and motivated doing that because I know some of you struggle just as hard as I did. And I know that I was in a painful spot and now I'm not. And I want you to be able to be in that happy spot. So I know that for me personally, I'm going to start focusing on the quality of a relationship, and that's how I'm going to measure the success of my relationships in life. And I'm no longer going to prioritize the longevity of a relationship over the quality. Yes, I will keep relationships for as long as it makes sense to, but I'm going to focus and prioritize quality over longevity. So that does it for this video. If you want to see more exclusive content and also get a free wristband, I am shipping those out to Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to become a Patreon supporter or get a one-on-one session with me, those are half off for the Patreon supporters. Click the link in the description down below to sign up for the Patreon. Also, feel free to hit subscribe to this channel if you love this content. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later.